Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
We are opening up for, we're gonna do like this. So we are opening up for a panel discussion for viewers who are new to that recently come in. After each speaker has shared what they had to share at this moment, we are opening up a discussion where every speaker can come in and share their wisdom. It's like we are building on the wisdom that is in this room, and we will touch different subjects that we feel is needed in this time, or that really comes out right now from our hearts. So what we are thinking about here is, if we look at this, what we have shared here today. So we have been sharing Reiki. Camilla Orea have connected deeply to the Pleiadians and really shared a message from there. Aita hasn't spoken yet, but she's a part of this community of speakers, so she will also come in with her shamanic wisdom. We have Eva here, and we have Gun also, that is working with Reiki and writing books. Camilla just left, so it's us left here. So I am really fascinating of the theme of healing and how can we as healers help others. I would also like to say that basically we become healers as soon as we start to heal ourselves. It's like we are on a journey of self-healing, and we can always share what works for us. We can share our own journey wherever you are. You don't need to be a master or anything else. You just need to be present and come from that space within yourself. What can you share to others that really has worked for you in your life, and how can that support them? Many times we think we don't have anything to share, but look at your life. Look at each one's life. Huh? We have so much to share. From the moment we were born until now, there is a lot of experiences that have touched us deeply. And when we share, why not share from a space within ourselves that helps someone else to also get a broader perspective of life? Huh? Your life, you are sharing, so something is happening there. So the question is a little bit, in what way can we help people to heal, and in what way can we heal ourselves? Anyone wants to talk about that?
I can start.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I did the healing journey starting. I also started with Reiki when I was quite young. I think I was 21 years old. So that's exactly 20 years ago. And different healing modalities have been part of my life ever since then, and also from others. And then later on, working with others. What I think is quite important is that we are willing to be flexible when things are changing within us. So to be willing to change how we see healing, how we work with healing, if we have learned techniques At one point, it could be the message that drop the techniques. Now we're doing this way. So if we are on the spiritual part, and that means everyone, we need to be willing to go with the changes. So for me, when light language came in, it came in spontaneously, and I didn't know what it was. It came in during a meditation, and I started signing with my hands, and then the toning came, and then the light language came. And I got the message that you will work with this with others. So what I realized was that instead of working as I had learned, I begin to follow intuitively toning or sitting with someone else or with a group, sharing light language, because that was how it came, or with light and colors. And it was profoundly healing for myself and others. And in a way that the technique before wasn't before. And so now things are changing again, and we need to adapt to, okay, how will I do this time? And so for me, it is at the moment basically about supporting others to learn to heal themselves, not to heal them, but to learn them heal themselves, to be able to shift their energy, to clear the energy field, to clear the aura, and so on. So, okay, that's my dog waking up when I'm speaking here. So that's just what I thought about right now, that it's important to be this flexible following guidance, because it's just a magical path. Yeah.
Thank you, Camilla. Wonderful. Beautiful sharing. And I guess your dog gets a lot of healing every day, huh? Well, you're muted.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is, and he's been sleeping all through the conference, and now he woke up, so he's kind of, yes.
Right.
Let's be alive, and so it was something else also. Yes. And Camilla, Camilla Mara, the other Camilla, mentioned something that I would like to just say something about. This, to see the master in others, to see the divine in others. For me, it is very important when I meet someone or work with someone or with a group to have this bifocal vision, to see where a person is right now, with struggles and how things are working and so on. And also to really see the soul, the fullness, the completeness, the perfect being, and to have this double vision when meeting. And it doesn't have to be, when you heal or when you work with someone. It could be in a meeting, at the grocery store.
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something really beautiful came up when we were talking about your dog, because animals seems to be very great healers for people, like having a dog or a cat, and they are naturally there, right? It's like they greet you in the morning, they take you out for a walk. It's not you taking them out, it's they taking you out, right? And if you've been away for a while, when you come home, if they've been waiting at home, they greet you with all the love they have. And animals seems to, if you treat them well, and if you give them the best you can do from your heart, they give their full heart in return. And that seems to create so much healing in the owners, or if we wouldn't say owners, we would say their best friends that are humans, huh? Right?
Yeah.
This is an extraordinary way of healing and bringing healing into your life. So everyone that feels alone, we could encourage to get an animal, right? Get yourself a good friend and start there and let that love nourish you. It seems like an amazing way of also doing healing in the everyday life. You know? So thank you for sharing your beautiful friend with us, the dog. Okay, thank you, Camilla. We're gonna open again. So Yvonne and all of us here, Aita also, and I don't know if Eva is here. I don't see her fully, but who I can see, because we are all working with healing in one way or another to help people. We could say we're working with ourselves, because that's where everything began, according to my understanding, that I can only heal and help others what I basically have healed within myself. And that may be true, that may not be true. That's my experience. So healing is a very profound act, and each time I really help someone and I can see a transformation in someone that I supported to transform. Basically, I am there, I'm present, and then in that presence something happens. So that is so beautiful. And Gun, if we talk about you there in Reiki healing, me too has gone the way with Reiki, and I also have like a Reiki master initiation, but I haven't really practiced that way so much. In my way of practice, I mostly been doing body work like massage, acupressure, but always connecting the hands, connecting the healing in the hands. And I see how much different that makes. And you were sharing a little bit about the transformation it can do to people when we help people. What would you say, Gun, is the greatest thing for you there when you hold your hands on someone? What do you experience? What do they experience?
Oh yes, I'm always in the energy flow, and my hands start to work. Sometimes they are drumming, they are shaking, or like this, and goes in circles, and like baby rocking a little baby to get their higher self, their soul, more into the body. And sometimes I can feel pain in my body where they have pain, and sometimes I cry, sometimes they cry. Sometimes they laugh. And I see colors in my inner eye, often the violet flame that are transforming heavy energies. I often see also green that goes to the heart and the emotional body. And I know some healers can see past lives or guides and so on for the client, but in my case, my clients and my students, they see and they feel and they hear. My gifts, I can hear, I can see, I can feel, but it's mostly for myself, not for other persons. Sometimes it has been for some others. But I think it's good that I hold the space, I hold the love light, I hold the healing light, ground it into the person, and the person feels safe. And they often become very relaxed, nearly immediately. They go into a meditative state. Sometimes they fall asleep, or they're in the state in between. And I can then feel how their muscles and tensions in muscles slip or let go, releases. So, and the hours go by. I have long sessions, a couple of hours, but it's like we are in no time. And suddenly 2 hours went away, and it was amazing to be a part of their healing process. So yeah, we have done work in groups, and we have also done healing job at ancient sites, and to helping the collective, to helping Mother Earth. So it has been an interesting journey. Mm.
What do you think happens when they start to laugh like that, almost like hysterical laughter, or cry? What is actually happening there, you think?
When they are laughing, I think they feel relief in a way, and maybe they get in closer contact with themselves and their souls, and that brings them a sense of joy and happiness. And when they cry, is often when they come in contact with blocked energies, the blocked grief from this lifetime, from past lifetimes. And it's okay to let the tears flow. So it's different every time. So, yeah.
My understanding is like a release of tension also.
Yes.
They were holding something, huh?
Oh yes.
And in that cry, in that laughter, tension is leaving, huh? So,
yes, yeah. And sometimes I used to sigh when a blocking is transformed, and yeah. So it's like we are in their space, also in their energy, and giving them a hug, and it transforms through our energy field too.
Yeah, I can see this. Yeah.
And sometimes I'm gasping when heavy energies are leaving.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Gun. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You can mute.
And before can I say something more?
Yeah.
Before before Reiki found me, I felt very strong that something wanted to come into my life. And women often came to me and spoke about their inner secrets, and they told me, I feel so calm when I sit with you. And I wondered, am I going to take an education to become a nurse? No, something screamed inside me. It's not that, it's something else. And then my interest for healing came. I read about Matthew Manning in England by that time and thought it would be nice to meet him sometime, but it was the form of Reiki that wanted to come into my life. And we grow with this. It's an ancient technique, but it works today. And naturally, I have grown into this even more. And the more I heal myself, the higher energy levels I can take through my energy field. And also by visiting different places in Sweden, I have brought some energy with me back home. I lived 3 years in Dalarna, where my book was born, and I met a person there who gathered many hundred persons and by Lake Siljan. So I got some energy back from there, and I think I have that in my energy field, and I share that with the persons I work with. Thank you.
Thank you, Gun. You can mute yourself there.
Yes.
Camilla, it felt like you wanted to share something. Was it something coming through, or?
Just acknowledging and remembering what Gun says, recognizing what I've seen and felt too. So it wasn't something more about that. I think was.
Yeah, what there was something that I felt Gun was saying to me is very important, and that is how the healer can anchor himself or herself to create like a stable field, huh? So if the healer is scattered, of course, it's very difficult to help someone. So a healer, one of the ability of the healer that can go deeper is its ability to become silent, to become grounded, become connected, and to channel that energy into the other, and also, of course, to be able to feel, to be able to feel what goes on in the other one.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
something there. Just something I thought about with all. We all have a potential to be healers. It comes with the awakening process, really. But not all healing techniques works for everyone. It's very individual what you like, and and so it's not always that you can just hear from a friend that, oh, this is super good, go to him or her. It doesn't have to be the perfect match. So it's always, the journey within to feel that something is saying that I should meet this person. There's something in this meeting and this healing that will be of the greatest benefit for me, and then to move on and to support others and so on. So,
yeah, it's like listening to the signs, because there's like signs everywhere, and someone may come up to you and say, oh, you have such healing hands, right? Or when you massage me, it feels so good. Or when you talk, I really can feel something. So some through communication, some through holding hands, some just through their presence, because they have gained a vibration or a frequency or a state of being that is vibrating so strongly so others are affected just by their presence. Or silence, for example. Some people are so silent, and so there are many ways we can really go, as you said, what are the journey for each one to find their unique journey. And I find that very important, because maybe we read about something and think it's cool, and then we go for it, but maybe it's just the mind that thinks something, and then it's so important to listen to the signs that comes all the time towards you. So thank you, Camilla, for sharing. Sharing is caring. It's a word that's said so. And Aita, I can see your beautiful face here in the panel, and I know that you're also working with music as a healing form, the drums, huh? Could you share a little bit about how the drums work for you and how they can touch people? We need to unmute you. Let's see. There it comes. Ask to unmute. Yeah, now you're on. There.
Okay, yeah, the drums, the skin that is also in our solar plexus area and divides or connects different parts of our bodies. And the drum skin is really like the skin of Mother Earth. When beating the drum, it's like the heartbeat of Mother Earth. So when we are connected to that heartbeat, we can nothing else than to just thrive and transform and letting go of what is there to just let go of, and to come in deeper into ourselves, because we are also Mother Earth. We are a part of everything. We are in that connection. So the drum is a very, very beautiful instrument in that way, that we're really getting connection through our heart, because the vibrations of everything is working together and affecting the water, and we are mostly water. So we get like waves of the frequencies throughout our whole system, all the way into the smallest cellular level. So that's so beautiful. And the same with other sounds. So it's interesting also with you, Camilla, when you were channeling the Pleiades, I really got touched by that. I was not in the picture by then, but I was seeing you from another room where I had to be. And it was like tears were really coming, you know, because I thought, wow, what a frequency came through. So I really felt that I recognized it. And so all sound is like that, and every word is actually also frequency. So it's very good when we develop also the language and the knowledge about the consciousness about what every word carries, what kind of energy the words carry. And behind me here, I have a big gong. I show you here. It's like, for me, it's like heaven and earth together. And it's a very special karma gong. And when playing that, would you like to listen? Just, do we have time? It's a very special vibration that comes from that. It's built in totally in titan. And it's done by a German silversmith. And yeah, so I will just turn around here and
right. Just be careful, because sometimes when the sound is very strong, it may overload the mic, huh? Then we don't hear anything. So
yeah, I'm not going to play very strongly. Just
okay.
for you to experience what that kind of instrument can do and to sense it.
That would be lovely. Thank you. You have to go stronger, Aita, because we couldn't hear, actually. Your
Really?
microphone didn't take up the sound, so you have to go stronger.
Oh,
Go
really?
strong.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I will. But
Can you hear? Sorry, Aita, the sound doesn't come. It's your mic. It's not able to transmute it. We overloaded your microphone, I think.
Okay, so you didn't get it, or? Oh.
No.
Sorry.
It was
That's an invitation.
it was a good try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree. It's amazing with the gong and with the drums, and because it's like a sound that is from the early beginning of time. It's been with us as a memory from if we say incarnations all the way back to maybe when we were born humans, when humans first walked the earth. It was this instrument touching us as a vibration. There was no stereos machines at that time, so it was like the skin and the drum, and also the stones and the rocks and the wood, everything that could create rhythm, was so important for us. And later when we could start with the gong also, and of course that has an immense vibration for us. So I love what you also said about the water, because it receives the vibration from this instrument. And of course any kind of instrument we play will also affect us. So would you say, of course you would say it's important what kind of music we listen to, or would you say that?
Yeah, definitely it's very important what kind of music we listen to. And it also depends on what mood we are in and what need we have. So sometimes heavy metal music can be perfect when we are in a mood of anger, for instance, and we really consciously want to release our anger. We could go with the music and get help from it. But there are, of course, if people only listen to heavy metal music, then it will affect them in a negative way, because there is a lot of very hard tones and very low frequencies hitting the water system in our bodies. So yeah, so we need to be aware of that too, how it affects us, because everything is affecting us in our surrounding, whatever there is. And I'm going to talk about that more at 2 o'clock with nature and the connection to nature and what that has meant to me. And what I wanted to say more here as sharing something from my own life to the listeners with the healing is that the most important advice that I want to give you, share with you from my own life, is to follow your heart, to really feel in your heart what is right for you, because nobody else can ever tell you what is right for you, because you are unique and we are all unique. So just listen, open up your heart energy and start listening, and you will get guidance of your way. And that needs a lot of courage and also help and support to do that, because it can be a very tough journey to do that. I know for myself, and I have used many techniques and so, but always I have been in this, as Camilla also mentioned, this constant change, that I have been following the flow and the changes that has been coming. And that has been too fast for many people in my surrounding, because they couldn't just take the changes, because they wanted to have me as I always had been. And they didn't accept that I was changing. So, but that is what has been bringing me forward. And always in every difficulty, there is a possibility. Like, if I hadn't had all the difficulties in my life, I wouldn't be here where I am today. So I'm very grateful for that. So everything is polarity.
Yes, so it is. Everything is polarity. And like a paradox of things. Like there is a silence, but in the silence there is also a sound. It's amazing, huh? And we can do too much of something, but we can also do too little of something. It's all these paradoxes. So how do we find the balance in life? And you were talking about the heart, huh? So how do we support the heart really to grow more or take more space in our life? That's a very good question, because it's like we haven't really learned to listen to the heart. We have more learned to listen to the mind in this society. And many times the logic of mind overruns the feeling of heart. And then we go for what we think is logical, and we end up even more stressed and more out of balance. So what are the subtle signals of the heart that how can we come back there? Is it listen to the beat of the heart, or the feeling in the heart? This is good questions, because many hasn't really recognized what is the heart, huh? And I can see this also in some of my gatherings where they start to go deep inside, but suddenly they sit like this, because it's so much going on here and it won't end, huh? And all the attention goes to the mind and find a solution there. So then we say drop down to the heart. And what does that actually mean? Anyone wants to share more about that? What does it mean to drop down to the heart? How do we recognize the sound?
I can share a bit.
Yes, yeah.
Because that's exactly what I say also. Always starting, the group meditations or anything I do, we always start with dropping down to the heart. And if you've been doing this and on this path, that's just what you do. But if you're not used to doing that, first you can get all mental about it. What does it mean? Just as you said, Thor. And because it seems too abstract, your heart, it's a muscle. What is dropping down? Well, if you take some time and to just start breathing in the heart, I believe that most people, if you just do that for a second, and if you just hold the space for them while doing that, they feel a shift inside. And for some, that begins, the journey of, oh, this doesn't all feel good. There's something here that needs to be recognized. There's maybe a heartache, from the past. So as soon as you start connecting with heart, and as soon as you begin taking in light or expanding your energy field, this will begin to happen. You need to connect with the heart on the level of what you have experienced before in this lifetime or previous other timelines. So the path goes like it's two paths at the same time. It's the expansion, holding more light, being balanced between Earth and the cosmic energies, that you find the balance, the center point within the heart. But it's also the healing of the personality and the soul and the karma and all that stuff that goes on at the same time. About the heart is to give it time and to support the person who does that journey, and that it comes in all varieties. And when I work with courses and healing and all the stuff that I do, I just remembered something. it was so clear. My company name is called Bright Auroras, you know, like the Northern Light. I'm very connected to that. It was very important from the guide that it was supposed to be called Bright Auroras, like in the plural form, not Bright Aurora. And it's because that it is us, everyone, the bright auroras, we're all this bright light, and to find this journey in our own unique way. So the plural, the we, that's the center, not one, but all paths to the heart.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. We have a few minutes left, only like 2-3 minutes before this session is ending, and after that we will take a short break for 5 minutes, and then this will continue from 2 o'clock. It will continue, but we have a few more minutes, and since we were talking about the heart, we can also, what I feel is really supportive of the heart is how can we engage the heart? Where does it get engaged? So, for example, if we have like if we feel gratitude, so gratitude seems to make a good feeling in the heart, and so maybe we can make it a habit to be grateful for things. Like, we can be grateful for the small things. So we have a pillow probably to sleep on, we have a bed cover, we can go to bed, we have a bed, we have a room, we have food, we have friends, we have a body that is probably strong and healthy, and even if it's not healthy, there are still things to be grateful for. Our caretaker, someone who helps us, someone who supports us, that we can breathe, that we are still experiencing life. So gratefulness seems to be a way of engaging the heart, because if we just wait for the heart to engage without us engaging it, we don't really feel much, huh? It's like, unless we have become these masters who are constantly in our heart, right? So gratefulness, I feel, is an amazing tool that each one of us could start using probably more, huh? The first thing you do in the morning when you wake up, what can you be grateful for? The last thing when you go to bed, what can you be grateful for, right? Go through the day and just skim through the memories and focus on what you can be grateful for. Many times we go to bed and we go with all the worries into our dreams and sleep, and we become very restless during the night and we don't sleep really good. So this is just one of the tools to engage the heart. And of course there are many more, and we could have discussed them, but now we are ending our session for this time. So thank you everybody for being in this room, and we are also giving thanks to all listeners, and we encourage you to stay with us because it's going to come more amazing speakers that will share from their heart, and there is so much for us to receive still. So I leave over to Yvonne to play the music for us, and we see each other in about 5 minutes. Thank you everybody.